right, welcome back to Specialty Sales Video Blog. It's been a minute. We missed y'all. Today we're talking about the different types of John Guest fittings in the different materials. So Specialty Sales has been a John Guest distributor for over 30 years, ever since they came to the United States from the UK, and we're one of the largest distributors in the country. So they make a great product, and we sell millions of fittings a year, and we're looking to continue to do so. So explaining today the difference between the different materials. So we have the gray acetal fitting, and then we have two different colors of polypropylene fittings, the white poly and the black poly. So the gray acetal, this is the PI range, so all your part numbers are going to begin with PI. They were the original John Guest fitting. This came out first before the poly fittings. They're made of an acetal plastic. It is a nitrile O-ring. So what this works well with is the nitrile O-ring will hold up to a little bit of oil. Where we see and have to recommend these is in compressed air applications. Sometimes in your air lines, you'll get a little bit of oil that goes through those lines from the compressor, and this O-ring will hold up to that. So anytime you're working with compressed air applications, you want to use the gray acetal because it has that nitrile O-ring. The gray acetal also have a little bit of a higher pressure rating than the polypropylene fittings. So those are rated at the 5/32 to 5/16, so kind of like the 1/4 inch and smaller sizes. These are rated at 230 psi, and then in the 3/8 to 1/2 inch sizes, they're rated at 150 psi. So that's a little bit of, and that's maximum pressure. So that's a little bit higher than the white polypropylene or black polypropylene fittings. So if you're working at a high pressure application that requires some of those higher max pressures, we will sometimes recommend the gray acetal as well. For the polypropylene ones, so these are the PP range. So your part numbers will start with PP. The white poly ones, the part numbers will end in W, and the black ones, your part numbers will end in E. So you can tell what you're dealing with there. The PP range is the same. These are all rated at 150 psi, so a little bit of a lower pressure rating than the acetal, but certainly more than sufficient for a normal household pressure water treatment installation. They do have an EPDM O-ring in them. So an EPDM O-ring is specifically designed for the water treatment market. It also has a better chemical resistance than the nitrile. Where we see that come into play is sometimes when these valves are installed under a sink in a home, the nitrile O-ring can be susceptible to some of those under sink cleaning chemicals and those getting into the air. And so we always recommend for water applications generally across the board that people want to be using the polypropylene, either the white poly or the black poly. White poly and black poly are pretty much the same. It's just a color difference. The only difference is really just your preference and how you want your installation to look. The only exception to that is that the black material does have some kind of native UV protection in it. So we sell a lot of these into the agriculture market where these are going to be out in the sun because they hold up to the sunlight better than the white version. So the black versions can be good for that. So everything I just said refers to the imperial sized or the inch sized fittings for the US market. We also sell metric sized fittings. So if you're looking for those, let us know. The materials on those are a little bit different. The colors are a little bit different, and we'll get into that in a different post. But again, we've been with John Guest for a long time. They're a very high quality supplier. We have tons of stock on the shelf. We're usually shipping those fittings same day or next day. So give us a call and let us know what you need. Thanks.